Hi, Aries. Welcome to your May reading. I was going to put a little extra pep in my step before I started an Aries reading, because you guys you have you have this just. I mean, you're a fire sign, but there's just this drive inside of you that's like cardinal fire. Beware of cardinal fire. Before we get into the astrology and stuff, I want to give you guys some good news. We found a place to move into. We will be moving in on June 8th. My my cat is in the room, and if he starts knocking things over and stuff, then I'm gonna have to pause the reading. Just we're letting you know, because he likes to knock the light over. He rubs himself on the legs of the ring light and he knocks it over. So hopefully I don't have to like kick him out of the room. I hate doing that to him. So we have a new place and we're starting from scratch. When we left Missouri and moved to Colorado, I gave everything to my oldest son so that he could fill up his house with furniture. And the last place we lived in was fully furnished. So we're literally starting from scratch, and um, all of the readings for May, all of my readings are open for May. My calendar is open. I even added a couple of extra slots for appointments. And he's, you see him down here? He's got to search. He's searching through things. I don't know what his deal is, but um, so yeah, I have my 6 month reading available, and am also offering a Reiki 1 workshop on May 20th. So if you want to get attuned and get a certificate for Reiki, it'll be over Zoom, so it's not hold on one second. Now he wants to leave. Of course he wants to leave. Hold on one second. Did not want to leave. So here we are. So if you want to do Reiki or you want to get on my calendar, everything is wide open. Let's talk about astrology. So on this last Monday, May 1st, Pluto began retrograde in your 11th house and back into your 10th house. So he'll be regressing back into Capricorn during this 5 month retrograde, and then we'll move ahead. This is really going to be a time for you to see what it was that needed to change within. When we have retrograde planets, Mercury's retrograde right now, it's more of an inner process, the things that we're learning and the things that we're seeing, it's really an inner process. So when the planets go direct, that's when we actually get to embody what the planets showed us. So you may see some personal closure, you may see some growth when it comes to your career, your public life. And then May 5th, we have the Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse in your 8th house. So this is really deep diving into the things that have changed your life. And this Scorpio lunar eclipse, in a lot of ways, is opening up new doorways and new pathways for some people. The Pluto Mars opposition, T square, that we're going to talk about here in a minute, that's happening later, and all of this Taurus energy is where the doorways are going to be opening. But the closing doors are happening. So you are finding new ways to make your life more comfortable for yourself based on how you feel about yourself, not based on how much money you can make, not based on what you can get from other people, not based on what other people can get from you. And it may be that you're closing chapters with relationships with people who have been using you way too much. May 14th, we have Mercury direct in your second house in Taurus. You may find that money starts flowing a little bit easier for you after Mercury goes direct. Budgeting this money during this time is probably a really good idea before we even get to the 14th. May 16th, we have Jupiter in Taurus for the next year until next May before he ingresses Gemini, also in your second house. So there's going to be a lot of abundance through the work that you do that makes you feel good. If you're still trudging away and you're working for someone else and you're giving all of your time and energy to someone else and you're not gaining anything out of it, you're going to hear about it from Jupiter. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you start your own business. Not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur, but some people are meant to work in companies or with other people that are doing things that are better for the world than those big corporations or the things that are just sucking your soul dry. So pay attention to that as Jupiter moves into the second house, how many opportunities you're going to have to bring more money in for yourself, and like not so much keeping the rich guy richer, right? May 19th, we have the Taurus new moon in the second house. So again, there are going to be new pathways and new ideas and new experiences that you're going to be able to stop. What are you doing? Stop it. Oh gosh, see, he's moving things around. Stop it. Down. Stop. He's trying to like knock the things off the desk. So yeah, so new pathways on like how you can make money that makes you feel better as a person, because the second house isn't just tied to our material items and the wealth. Our second house is also tied to how we feel about ourselves. So if you don't feel very good about yourself, then it's going to be really, really hard for you to feel good about anything that you make. You know, anything that you create, it's going to be very difficult for you to do that. So right in between the Taurus new moon and the sun moving into Gemini, which will be in your third house. And so like learning new things is really going to be a focus with during Gemini season. We have this Pluto, Mars, Jupiter T-square that's happening. So we have Mars moving into Leo at the 0 degrees. We have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius at 0 degrees. So Mars and Pluto are opposing each other, okay? And a Mars-Pluto opposition in itself can be something that is very intense, and a lot of pressure and a lot of tension could be happening. Then we have Jupiter down here at the Taurus 0 degree, and that is creating the right triangle, which we call a T-square in astrology, not a right triangle. But that's what it's creating. And with this, there are going to be two particular paths that people can take. They can take the path of getting ahead and stepping on people and power struggles and fighting to get ahead and doing what they want to do. Or there's going to be a group of people that want to get ahead and they want to bring everybody else along. And this group is hopefully the one that's going to win. I can't necessarily predict who's going to win and who's not going to win, but it's going to be a very interesting draw. Now, if you want to get out of that transit, look at him. He's so funny. He's a Virgo sun, so he's very curious. Really. Anyway, so if you want to get out of that transit alive, which everybody will, most people will, ground yourself. Make sure that you are not getting into arguments just for the sake of arguing, and let people have their stupid ideas. Seriously, just let people have their stupid ideas. You know. So we have the Power of Surrender card. So let's see what it is that Aries is surrendering for May. You guys get the poof magic in your video. Poof's magic. The magic of poof. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Surrender to divine timing, Aries. So let's see. Oh, hi. Oh, wow. You guys get good stuff for your reading. So you could be dealing with a Libra, or you could have a Libra around you. I feel like you guys are creating this happily ever after scenario in your life. A lot of it has to do with the fact that you're focused on yourself. Oh, wow, he just opened up the blinds. The fact that you're focused on yourself and you're not letting yourself, come here, come down, get down, come here. No, you don't need to go up there, come here. Come here. Come here. He wants to jump in the window, and I'm not going to let him do that. He has plenty of windows he can get in. Come here. I know you have such a one-track mind. Hold on one second. We can get into these cards. Okay. I had to take him downstairs. Okay, so things could be becoming balanced in your life, but also there might be a Libra present that's making things better too. So we have Justice. Whew. I need a drink after carrying that cat. He's a big one. So we have Justice, we have the 10 of Cups, and we have the 9 of Pentacles. So for some of you, you've recently become divorced and now you're single and you're independent and abundant all on your own. Beautiful. For some of you, this is about you becoming independent, but also working with a Libra. You showed up in your reading too. But bottom row, we have the Ace of Cups. We have the Ace of Swords. There you are. Welcome to your reading. The Emperor. And the 9 of Cups. I love this reading because it appears to me that your own independence and the way that you're manifesting your life is what's creating this happiness. You're literally getting what you want because you are showing up for yourself. That's the easiest way to interpret this. For some of you, you are relearning how to love yourself, relearning how to talk to yourself after a difficult time, and now things are starting to look a little bit better. Let's see what this Justice card is. For some of you, justice has simply been served, and you're feeling it, right? You're feeling it. If you are dealing with a Libra, first of all, there's something, okay. Ooh, this is turned around a little bit. So was it because that 10 of Cups can sometimes be an illusion, right? These cups can sometimes be an illusion. For some of you, you have been arguing with a Libra, or there might be some kind of argument that you get into with a Libra. The Knight of Swords on the Justice card does not feel good. It feels like there's a lot of projecting going on. And now we sit here with your energy, that fire energy, with the Knight of Wands on the 10 of Cups going back and forth. So, like, are you trying to figure out what happened to that happily ever after? Are you trying to figure out what happened to that dream after the argument? Because if it's not an argument that can be settled, some of you are becoming single this month. Others of you have already been single and this person won't leave you alone. Or the legal proceedings are not over yet and you're wondering when you're going to be happy again. Here we are, the King of Pentacles on the 9 of Pentacles. So there might even be an earth energy that is helping you along during this time as well. So you don't have to do it alone. The Ace of Cups is going to be such a good remedy for that Knight of Swords action. Loving on yourself and speaking to yourself kindly and finding ways to make things feel a little bit better. That's going to, in a lot of ways, undo what that Knight of Swords did. And I think that this is that time where you sort of have to become soft with yourself because everybody else is fighting and arguing. Some of you are in like a search to find your fire again. Oh, wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Swords. So yeah, there's some second guessing. Wow. This reading really took a turn. So a lot of you were in this idea that things were going well and that life was happy and things were becoming successful. And something happened, an argument, a projection, some kind of fear, or something happened. And I feel like it totally threw you off. So here we are. We have the Queen of Cups on the Ace of Cups. And so I feel like this is a time for you to get really gentle with yourself and really soft with yourself. If you have some water placements in your chart, really tap into them and help yourself to soothe. Self-soothing is going to be a really big theme for you. Five of Wands and the Six of Wands are on the Ace of Swords. I do feel like you can say things at this time that really can cause arguments, but I also think that the things that you're saying that are causing arguments need to be said. I feel like people need to hear. I think that's why the Six of Wands is here. I feel like people need to be aware, even if it's causing chaos, people need to be aware of the knowledge you have. This is going to create more success for you. It might cause a little bit of discourse, but it's also going to create success. So don't keep your mouth shut. I think that everybody needs to kind of learn how to present things in better ways these days, but definitely don't keep your mouth shut. Like, I would not want you to just shut your mouth, right? The Eight of Cups on the Emperor. Now, I know that the Emperor is your energy, but the Eight of Cups on the Emperor makes me feel like it's time for you to not be so attached to certain mindset ideals that you already have, that you're attached to, right? Like the Eight of Cups is like the walking away from the things that we're emotionally attached to. And so whether it's a person, whether it's an idea, whether it's a job offer, it doesn't matter what it is, there comes a time when we have to detach ourselves from certain situations so that we no longer have expectations of those situations and experiences. And then we have the Page of Swords on the Nine of Cups. You got to get honest with yourself on what you want. Because clearly, at one point, with the 10 of Cups up here, 9, 10, right? There's a lot of succession that's happening. 5, 6, 9, 10, right? Even 8, 8, 9, 10. The 8 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, and then the 10 of Cups is down here. So there's this progress and this succession that you're doing, but you got to get honest with yourself on the things that you no longer want. You might have manifested some things and now you're realizing, oh, wow, that sure wasn't what I was asking for. That's not what I was asking for at all. Maybe I should reconsider my options. Maybe I should look at things in a different way. Because I feel like in some way you were blindsided by this Knight of Swords up here. You were blindsided in some way, and that's where you're just like, what the hell happened? Like, pshoo, right? And the Five of Swords is a symptom of being blindsided, because oftentimes you can second guess yourself if you're doing something wrong. Because being blindsided doesn't feel good. And so automatically you feel like you've done something wrong, and you may not have. It may be that you have done nothing wrong and the other person, like I've been in situations where I've done nothing wrong and the other person just needed to throw a tantrum and they literally ruined everything for everyone because they threw a tantrum. And I'm the kind of person that if you're going to treat me a certain way and you're going to throw a tantrum like that in some certain way and you're going to make me feel unwelcome, I will remove my energy from that space, from where you are, and not give you access anymore. Especially if you can't come back around and be like, okay, let's sit down and talk about this. Because I'm all for giving chances. I am not going to just cut somebody off because they had a tantrum in front of me, right? I've done that in the past. I've cut people off because they've had tantrums because I didn't know any better. Now that I know better, I mean, I have tantrums too. Do I want people to cut me off because I've had a tantrum? Absolutely not. We all do it. It all happens. You know, we all have to have a little bit more compassion and empathy these days. But it's very clear when someone doesn't want you around. And when we keep going back to that energy, even if they are saying they want you around but they're treating you differently, trust the actions. Don't trust the words, trust how they're acting around you, right? So, this feels like you were blindsided, Aries, and I feel like you have people to help you. You don't have to be alone in this blindsided mess at all. And I also don't want you to lose your faith in happiness, that something good is possible, that goodness is actually going to be there, because I feel like there are opportunities here for you to actually lose faith in the goodness of humanity and relationships in the world. But get honest with yourself, because as I told Pisces, they were, one of their surrender cards was setting limits, surrender to set limits, meaning set your boundaries, right? Um, if we don't have boundaries for ourselves, the boundaries that we give to other people won't even work, because we don't even have boundaries for ourselves, right? So pay attention to all of the things that are coming up for you right now that you thought you once wanted, and now you're changing your tune. And that's okay to change. It's okay to change your mind, especially if the experiences are different and the circumstances have changed. Absolutely okay to change your mind. I love you, Aries. I hope you have a wonderful May. Thanks for stopping in. See you later. Bye.